Our next comic is not named Mike. She has been on National Lampoon Radio, and she's from Hinckley, Ohio. Ladies and gentlemen, Kathie Dice.
Woo! Cleveland rocks! All right, we're going to change that to Cleveland laughs tonight, all right? All right, I am from Hinckley, Ohio. Does anybody know what Hinckley's famous for?
Buzzards.
That's right, buzzards. But did you know that Jeffrey Dahmer was born and raised not far from there? Which explains the buzzards. Speaking of buzzards, do you ever go to a bar and there's all these guys hanging around waiting for the next fish bit? Oh, you never have? Well, I'm sure you did it one time, right? Well, there you go. You need to go. Anyway, they use pickup lines, but do pickup lines work, ladies? Well, sometimes they do. I had a guy come up to me one time and he goes, you know, if it's true what they say, you are what you eat. I could be you by morning. I almost went home with him. Actually, he looked a little bit like you. Actually, I had one guy come up to me one time and he goes, hey baby, my name is Dice, you want to roll me? I was like, man, somebody's got to get this moron off the street. So I married him. I just wanted to see if those dice were loaded, so I shook them. I was hoping for a Yahtzee or something, and all I got was a small straight. But we've been married for 33 years. But we finally figured out the secret to a long and happy marriage. I live in Hinckley, and he lives in Sandusky. You get 5 days of freedom and 2 days of sex. But don't tell him. Actually, the man, he's really cheap. This man is so cheap he won't throw anything away. He has a pair of underwear that he's had for so long it looks like a Fruit of the Loom G-string. Except the loom doesn't cover the fruit anymore. And we've started switching roles because we've been married so long. I refuse to stop and ask directions, and he's always going, do these pants make me look fat? Like, no, but your fat makes those pants look skinny. And your shoes don't match your purse. But he likes to make, he saves everything, so he likes to make new things out of old things. So the other day he goes, you know what, I want to make an electric toothbrush. I'm like, well, whatever, So he went out and got a roll of duct tape, a toothbrush, and an old vibrator. Calls it his Johnson & Johnson. I call it fun. Actually, I haven't always been a comedian. I've been a hairdresser for a lot of years, too. And, it's a great job, and I love my job, but it's the people I can't stand. Because they're really tough to please, It's like you can't do anything right. I had a lady the other day, she goes, make me look like a movie star. So I made her look like Jack Nicholson. Yeah, and then I had a lady one day, she came and she had really thin hair, and I felt really bad for her and everything, but she goes, well, can you make me look like I have a lot of hair? I was like, honey, if I could do that, I could probably make George Bush speak properly. And then I had another lady, and I'm not going to say she was ugly or anything, but Turkey Vulture came to mind. She goes, do you have any suggestions for me? I was like, yes, go home. Take this paper bag with you. But she stayed and she brought me a picture. Yeah, that she cut out of Victoria's Secret catalog. You ever do that? She shows it to me. She goes, can you make me look like this? I was like, sure. So I pasted it to her face. But I had to use super glue because it wouldn't stick to her beak. And sometimes, now I don't want to gross you out or anything, but sometimes you have to deal with some nasty stuff. I had a lady one time had psoriasis so bad it looks like she had cornflakes growing on the back of her head. Yeah, I didn't know what to do, so I gave her a bowl cut. Then I gave her highlights and she had frosted flakes. But my favorite client of all is bald men. I love bald men. Where else can you make $10 in 5 minutes? Legally. I don't think the hair actually falls out. I think it gets sucked in and it comes out their ears and their nose and their back. And when you give a man a haircut, you gotta shave the back of their neck. Where do you stop? Their collar, their butt crack? They don't teach you that in beauty school. So I decided I'm going to do a new job. I'm going to call it butt waxing for bald men. You put that strip on, and you rip it off, and you paste it on the top of their head. No, think about it this way. You don't have to decide which way to part your comb over on, because ass hair always parts in the middle. When I got married, I wasn't prepared for all the farting and belching and scratching that went on. Of course, neither was he. But the man, he snores too. When he snores, do you snore? Okay, you probably do too, right? Okay, good. Always answer yes. Anyway, he snores. He snores every which way but loose. He snores when he's on his back, when he's on his side, when he's on his stomach. It comes out the other end. You'll get that on the way home. But anyway, I finally figured out why men snore when they're on their back. I Googled it. The reason the men snore when they're on their back is because their balls fall over their asshole and it creates vapor lock. Well, my husband the other night, he would not stop snoring, and I tried everything. I kicked and poked and prodded. He would not stop snoring, and I finally remembered back when I was first married, so I picked him up and I shook them, and all I got was craps. Thank you very much. My name is Kathie Dice.
Mom's got a squeeze, but she wears on her chest. But when Daddy comes home, he